Good afternoon, esteemed viewers and followers. This is Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. Today with me here is Mr. Juka Bah, an educationist and of course a poet. But before I proceed with the proceedings, I would love to say, Mr. Juka Bah, you are welcome to Fine TV Gambia.
Thank you very much, Mr. Man.
Viewers, this program will be purposely centered on the long-awaited Gorgoro album launching. But before we reach to that, I would like to, know who Mr. Juka Bah is. So, Mr. Juka Bah, could you tell us who Juka Bah is?
Yeah, Juka Bah is a young, hardworking, industrious, passionate young man who is so interested in advocating peace and also positivity in the life of young ones and many other generation. And indeed, being Juka Bah today, I think it's an honor to me itself, hearing that from my name, that who I become today. Being so industrious and being a peace advocate and also an educationist as well.
Wow, yeah. That is awesome. Juga, we learned that you are a teacher and of course a poet, and not only a poet but a seasoned poet for that matter. So could you tell us, what are some of your inspirations, or who inspired you to join the poetry industry in this country?
Yeah, I think that is one of the favorite questions that I always love to answer, but sometimes it becomes very difficult in order to actually direct that how the inspiration, emerge, or how I develop the inspiration. And first, I would like to say that I'm an art student. So being an art student, learning literature, and then having that love for the subject too, reading poems and then analyzing them, having used those diction of the poems to have inspired me greatly in order to venture into poetry as well. With that too, I have friends or brothers that also embark on it too. Well, before I do, like Umarin KCC, then we also have Fofana Kanye, where started before I do, but then I developed the interest since I was a student. Yeah.
So like you've mentioned that brothers such as Omar NK Kanye, CC and Fofana Kanye.
Yeah.
So like how do you think how were you able to get the inspiration from this book? Was it just like you've seen them or you've seen them perform in a particular stage where there was a poetry concert, or was it that you just had their poems somewhere else and you got inspired? How does this happen?
Yeah, I can say it's a miracle first that I need to thank God for that. Like I've been developing the passion and then writing, but I was not more of like doing spoken word. Like I just write poems, having the pleasure to write poems. Like but for them, they do both. That is, they write, they also recite at the assemblies and also have other events too. So from that, I believe like let me also give it a try. So that's how things ended up.
Okay, Juga, if I may ask, who is the Gambian writer? Because poetry is of course related to writing. You cannot be, a good poet without being a good writer. So like, who is the Gambian poet, or like, who is the Gambian writer who Juka Bah is looking up for, or who inspired Juka Bah? Let me say it like that.
Yeah, there are a lot of writers that have inspired me, and I love Gambian writers. I will not have actually named many, but I can name few. There are a lot of poets like even the great pen of the Gambia, that is Sabalit. I read some of his poems, and also H. Almusao. So I've also, it's a good reflection of mine that I also look up to when you come to the area of art. So there are a lot of Gambian authors and writers that I also look up to.
That's interesting. You go now to the second question. That is, we've learned that you are a poet, and then could you tell us what was your first poem? And of course, the title of the particular poem.
I wrote so many poems. But then I think the first poem that I wrote was this Gurguru.
Okay.
It's one of my first poems that I wrote. I can remember there were 3. I wrote them all once at night.
Okay, so one would say, you kept this poem hidden for this particular purpose. But before that, just could you tell us about like this first poem? How does it came up at the time?
Yeah, the poem is an inspirational poem, I can say. It's all inspirational because I can remember I was sitting with brothers, that is elder brothers, I can say. I was brewing attire, if I can remember. They assigned me to brew attire. So from there, they were trying to inspire me, saying so many things about inspiration, chatting with elders, So from there, I took my phone and then I started developing it. So when I developed it, I gave it to one of my brothers there, who is also a versatile in that area too.
Okay.
When you come to the area of art, so he read it. He told me, "What is this?" I told him, "It's a poem that I just pick from our conversation that I feel inspired." He said, "Wow, this is good," but after you look at it, so when so the following day, I think I also adjusted it and then finally gave it to him. He told me, "This is superb." So I start also continue writing. I can remember there were 3 poems. New Days was part of it. Good Good was part of it, and as well, Who is a Teacher was also part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, what was some of the were you able to release these particular poems at the time?
No, these pieces I've never released them. In fact, it was fun to me writing and then keeping it, just going back to it, reading and then enjoying myself again what I wrote. So I started releasing other poems that I wrote later after these 3 poems. But these 3 poems, I released one of them, that is New Days. I can say 2 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, but it have been there for 4 or 5 years or 6 years with me.
Okay, so if I hear you very well, I mean it's like New Days was among the 3 poems that you
First
wrote.
3 poems.
Yeah, the first 3 poems. But you are not able to release. I mean the 2, but you are able to release the
New Days.
Yeah, the New Days in 2021. If I
yes, that's correct.
If
yes.
I'm right.
Yes,
So I think that poem is in fact one of my favorites.
Yeah.
If I may confess. But now, Juga, now let's move on. After saying that New Days was like among the first 3 poems that you wrote, and then New Days was the one that you've released. Now, could you just could you read some lines for us so that the viewers would know? I mean, what does that particular poem contain?
Okay, that's very true. The full poem is available in YouTube at my YouTube channel, Juks The Magical Poet. Yeah, okay. Let me just give the intro. These are the days when the truth will not be notified, but falsified and fortified like 45 fresh fish living in a sea of old lies as classified. The days of have and have-nots, the days that we structurize ourselves into 2, one with knowledge and one without. The one with knowledge is said to be unable, like someone having fracture, while the one without knowledge is being cheered and praised because of riches, leading people in the cave of misery and catastrophe, yet will be the head of the structure. Yeah.
Wow. These are the days when the truth will be notified. These are the days, please correct me if I'm getting it wrong. I think these are the days when the truth will be notified, but falsified and fortified.
Yes.
Wow. I think this is something that is happening real. And then the reason I said the poem is one of my favorites is that like it is talking about something that is happening. You understand? Now people people feel good to be saying things that are not real or trying to be counterfeit or trying to fake people. So I think like that's one of that's my opinion on that. But now now to the main thing now.
All right.
We've learned that you are on the verge of launching an album called the Gorgol Poetry Album. So Juga, could you tell us how were you able to plan this great event?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Gorgol is one of my best poems, and then the first poem that I wrote, I can remember that. All right, and the concept itself, is a personal tool that motivates me itself. That is a piece. It's a self-motivation to me. And from there, I believe it's a reflection there for youth, though the title connotes like Gorgolo, but then it's applicable, it's general.
Okay.
So it's a motivational poem. So having this in mind, and then I've been developing for so many years, I believe like it's high time to finally learn this. I think God have make it. I think it's a dream come true to learn this at December 9. I can say it. So we pray to God to make everything successful.
So could you tell us? The venue actually of this.
Yeah, the venue will be at the famous Gambia College Hall in Brikama. Yeah, the main Gambia College Hall in Brikama, inshallah. That will be December 9. Okay,
so you considering the fact of organizing events and of course organizing launching of a particular album, it is always cumbersome, very difficult. So what are some of the challenges that you are encountering as you look forward to this day?
Yeah, there are a lot of challenges that we have encountered from the initial stage because the album was supposed to be launched since 2021. But then, however, there are a lot of challenges that come through, and then, which is in fact normal. Like the title itself, Gurguru.
You keep on striving.
Keep on pushing you.
Pushing,
So I
yeah.
believe like having challenges to make the album meaningful to me and also to the people too. How do I come to this stage? Means that I have done I have already instilled that concept of Gurguru in me from the beginning. So having challenges to me, it's a reflection of
it's normal for you.
it's normal. Yeah, but indeed there are a lot of challenges. But thank God we have overcome. We have overcome so many things of it, especially with my team, that is Team DJ Pictures. So shout out to Nasjobis DJ, the main man, and then Mara and Fofana Kanja as well. So we are working so hard together in making this event a success. But then definitely it's really difficult to reach at this stage.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Now Juka, what do you have in this album? What is the package in the album that you think a person should not miss this day at the Gambia College Hall?
In fact, I can say I just love these questions. Yeah, I love the question because just speaking out to the elements that I have in this poem or in this album, always give me a reflection of so many things in life, especially when you come to being young ones in this generation. So the concept is centered to that. So there are 13 masterpieces in this album.
13, you mean?
13 masterpieces. In fact, it's more than 13, but then I just decided to cut it there. It's 13 masterpieces. And then the idea is centered on to inspire young ones. Not only young ones, but there are more pieces that are to inspire young ones. And then there are also more pieces to also inspire our leaders. And then peace, cultural and coexistence among people, and as well as like a role of parents towards their children and motivating them, showing them the way, and as well as entertainment, a bit of entertainment pieces, and also acknowledging women's struggle in our life too. So there are all poems centered on that, and then especially our mothers, and then thank you my mother too. There are special poem, or there's a special poem also for her rather, that is also applicable or being sent to all mothers too.
That's
interesting. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
You will realize that the album is a fusion of so many things that we are experiencing or living today, in which the generation coming after us also will use it as a tool in order to develop themselves into positive lines, and also for the advancement of the country, for the advancement of their generation, and for the advancement of other generation that will come next to them. So Gurguru album is a long-term, prepared album launching to reflect on so many generations, not only for today, but I wrote it in a sense of it is applicable both local level, international level, to any generation.
In fact, I think the fact remains the fact. Some will tell you, not all hard work lead to success, but there is no success without hard work.
Indeed.
So that you have to keep pushing, and someday you'll be there.
Yeah.
So, esteemed viewers and followers, just to remind you, this is Fine TV Gambia, your only point, and with me here is Juks The Magical, a teacher, of course, season point. And then, as we hear from him, let's meet at the Gambia College Hall on the 9th of December. By 3 p.m. And I think later he will talk about the availability of the tickets, and of course, whether the hall can accommodate, all interesting.
But that's the question that I always answer. They will ask me if all people can fit in that college hall. But I tell them, anyway, let's just go, and then if it's necessary to bring the roof down, the walls, everything down, then we are done, we fix it back.
Interesting. So, Juka, apart from poetry performance on this particular day, do you have other engagements that plans that would keep people happy, or to remember that day as one of the greatest days ever?
I can assure you of a magical night.
A magical night, you mean?
A magical day, and then a magical performance. Everything is going to be magical, so amazing and beautiful, that will remain in the history books of our generation, or the other generation, to the other generation. And I have a lot of, remember I told you the album is a fusion of collective things, right? Youth advocacy, peace advocacy, and also cultural coexistence among people, right? Because I also believe in peace. In fact, it's something that I always advocate for. And then there's a vision of cultural performance that I have with different indigenous languages that we have. In fact, observing my poems, I use almost use all the indigenous languages.
Yeah, I think in fact the culture of the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the culture of the bird.
Yeah, the culture of the bird is a typical example.
Some start asking, whether
Yeah.
Mandago.
Yeah, Mandago, Sarahule,
Yeah,
Syrian, you name it.
interesting.
So I have a really performance with a renowned Fulagir, which also so supportive and then really welcomed the idea. In fact, assured me of best of his performance will be that night. In fact, to an extent, he even told me he's coming with the full group. I was just like, no, 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 uncle. When I said, no, you just wait. So I will take care of this. So he was so happy when I gave him the concept. He said, no, for his life, he has never seen a young one, bringing such kind of concept on stage. So indeed, it's going to be his favorite. So I'll assure you that it's going to be a beautiful performance with him. All right. Then from there, that in fact is purposely meant for peace. That is Jamwili in Fula.
Jamwili, okay.
That is the title Jamwili. Like Sabulak Gurel Jam. Then not in Jam. Jokondere endam hawa when hode jam. Sabulak Gurel Jam. So you come for the Jola.
Wow. Don't miss this. It's the tip of the iceberg. So try to be there.
So you see, and then the Riti performance is, I can say, the best Riti that you have ever seen in the Gambia here. Yes, you'll confirm that when you witness this.
So I think our team will not miss this. So hence our team is not missing this. I think you should also miss this. Try to be there and grab your tickets.
Not only that.
Okay.
Not only that. That is one aspect of the culture. I also have another aspect of the culture that is with Kora performance too. I also have another Giriot that is so supportive and really welcome the idea. And then, in fact, the day that I met her, in fact, the daughter even asked me, how do you meet with my mother and feel you think like my mother is best or suitable for this album? I told her, the day that your mom starts singing, I heard about it. It gave me a reflection of a particular poem of mine. And then I start, searching for this woman. So I told her, give me your number, then I'll meet you home. Then we discuss, and then that's how things are. And then the woman really, welcomed this idea. That is also a piece that also meant to motivate young ones. Visual culture with our own lifestyle, and then things that we also be mindful of, which is more of an advice and also inspirational. So that also will be there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think.
And then there's a live band performance too.
Really?
Waiting to. So you can see, it's a day of talent. That's why in short I say it's going to be a magical night.
Magical night, of
Yes.
course. Now Juga, could you tell us a little bit about the ticketing issue? How do you plan for the ticketing issue? Are tickets out right now?
Yeah, tickets are out and they're on sale, and right now the demand is really high. I can see we have limited tickets. In fact, I have to order for the tickets also to be printed again. I also want to give a special thanks to my uncle, that is Mr. Suso, MSP Production, who is a great dealer in printing and printing books and statutory materials as well. So thank you very much, uncle, for the support. And the tickets are really on high demand. I think we are left with few. In fact, we are left with few tickets. So by Monday, in fact, we need to print another tickets too.
So that is a signal that if you don't grab your ticket, it's about time you grabbed your ticket, please. So Juga, now we've learned that hence there are challenges, and of course you have people who would at least give you a helping hand. So do you have any organization or any individual who is playing a pivotal role toward the success of this particular event?
Yeah, it's a wonderful question again. Looking at the expectations towards people, sometimes if you put all your eggs in one basket, you realize that you may fail, or the chances of you failing is very high.
Right, exactly.
So that's why I'm always mindful of putting my all eggs in one basket. There are no organizations for now as we speak that have rendered support. That's why we have sent so many letters in so many companies, but then we are still doing the follow-up, and then we are still anticipating any support that also come along our way. It will also go a long way. But then individually, there are a lot of individual support that also that are also ready to give their best, especially during the event. But I also want to give a special thanks to my mentor and then to my role model. There's no other than Mr. LP, that is Louis P. Mende, who have been a teacher and also a mentor and also the madam too. So he is a fundamental pillar towards the success of this project too, and to Daja Jallo, and then that is DJ, and the entire team DJ Pictures. So they are fundamental pillars towards this. And I'm not forgetting my family. They don't leave me alone. Yeah, my family members they don't leave me alone. So they are really behind me, and then special thanks to my sister Fatu Jovan and Jovan, and so they are still behind me, giving me more courage and more support. So it is amazing. So having seen this, I'm optimistic, and then I thank God for at least the support that I have, especially for individual support too. And there are so many people that like to support, and then I believe it will be. Yeah, but for right now, for when you talk about organizations or company, it is lacking a little bit. But we are still making our follow-ups. I don't want to name some of them.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
Yeah.
What surprise do you have for these individuals who are behind you, trying to push you? Let's go. You can do this. What surprise do you have for them on December 9?
That day, I just want to dedicate. I want to dedicate the December 9th to them, make it so memorable to them, and then make it an example of every youth to whatever that you're doing. So I want to tell them that, their time and their support towards me is not in vain. For so many years, so today, tomorrow, all combined, is going to be an element or an atom, even when it's going to be the smallest one for that matter, that will be in them, that will always make them happy whenever that they think about this. So their support is never in vain. They will really see, and then I'm going to justify it to them.
That's awesome. So get ready and to see that happen. So Juga, now we've learned that you are teaching at a very popular school, and that school is Mindanao.
Yeah.
So what is the atmosphere at Mindanao regarding the Gorguru poetry album launching?
Wow, when we talk about Mindanao, Mindanao is a home to me. It's a home. I've been there since 7 to 12, and all my teaching career is in that school. So I would like to give a special thanks to the ex-principal, that is Mr. Wendy, and the current principal as well, that is Madam Konya. She's also a great fan, and then really give us a smooth atmosphere, especially with my main man that is behind me, especially at school and in other engagements. That is no other than Kutubo Sane, the general coach. Yeah, he's indeed a general, and then in fact my right hand, I can say, in all dealings when you come to this, especially in order so many connections.
Yeah.
So at Mindanao, the staff, the students, they are all favorite, and then I remain favorite, and I didn't even know that they were asking me, "Well, Juks, I saw we will fit in that hall."
It's crazy.
And
I think I was also contemplating.
Someone be calling me, and then Juks, I saw we will fit, that hall, come down. I was saying, like seriously, you think they say we are going to bring it down? So you can see the entire staff, the admin, the students, past, present, so many people in the country are talking about it. So you see, I can feel, that level of preparedness and that level, how eager that they are in order to meet this Gorgonlo album launching. Yes.
So that's interesting. So I'm just doubting that whether, that whole be able to accommodate because I know the school, it is a very popular school, and then the way I'm seeing students are getting prepared for the event, it's like you are going to accommodate, hundreds of individuals in the hall.
Yeah.
So Juka, do you have any plan towards meeting other schools within West Coast, to ensure that they are also aware of this particular event?
Yeah, indeed. We have already started the school tour. That is on Friday. That is the past Friday. We met Yaldin students, and then thank you to special thanks to Mr. Jabi the administration at Jaldin. And then Jaldin, in fact, I call it a second home, and also one of my favorite schools when it comes to this area too. They really welcome it, and then there are so many mentees that we have there too. They are so eager. I also went far to Malada, in fact, to Busumbara Farad also up next, that is this week, and to Yunus, and so many schools model around within here. In fact, there are some people that are texting, requesting that we have to go to their schools.
Wow.
I was just like, anyway, we will try our best to meet it there with my team. Someone will be texting, how far, just, when are you coming to our school? When are you coming to our school? I said, we are trying our best, we are trying our best.
The
We
demand is
really
high.
come there, yeah. Yeah, so we are indeed making a great tour, yeah, within the area here.
That's awesome, and then we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
So, Juga, this question is an open question, and then be at liberty to answer it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's about the National Center for Arts and Culture. I think that is the name. Yeah, so like they are responsible for most important to run the affairs of these art activities or arts related activities in this country. So, what impact do you think this particular body is doing towards the promotion of arts in this country? Are they doing well?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I'm looking at the institution itself. The success of every entertainment industry, especially when you come to the area of art, writing, poetry, spoken word, painting, and so on, the National Center for Arts and Culture is paramount, play a very important role towards the support. And I'm a legal registered poet, as you can see. I don't want to say there are so many poets that have not registered, but I know for Juks is legally registered with my license to register operate as a poet in the country. And having that license means that in every support or in everything that you are engaging on, this will at least give you either financially or technically or any other support, because you are a legal member, a bona fide member for that matter. But unfortunately, things are not really going well. I hardly see events that they promote and then success. So I don't know where the problem is. It could be they don't have enough funding from the government of the Gambia. I don't know whether it's the management or the staff. I really don't know. But then it is lacking greatly, because there are so many poets, so many talent, not only poetry, but so in the area of art itself, there are so many things that need to be, developed. You just need a little push to be there, to be in the spotlight, and of course go internationally, not only national, but international, which will also generate a lot of income for the country in return, and also build so many families, and also build the country at large. So you realize the importance of arts and culture here is very important to the Gambian economy, to also improve the standard of living of individuals too, because it will generate income both nationally and also internationally, that will bring income to the country. But then the supports are minimal. I hardly see events or an individual that has been supported
By the center.
Yeah, by the center. So it's a problem. I think I think it's high time the government of the Gambia also turn in order to look at it, and also NYC, the National Youth Center, to also collaborate with that of NC, the National Center for Arts and Culture too. Yeah.
So, like, what message do you have to send to the National Center for Arts and Culture towards helping young talented Gambia, not only in the area of poetry, music, in art activities? What do you have to send to them?
The message that I have for them is like, let them try their possible means and then see how to engage, youth, scouting, going down to the lower level at schools, within localities, local areas, and so in order to empower youths, give them a little support. They will do very well, extremely well for that matter, and they will also divert their interest in so many areas in so many things that they engage on. I think looking at the crime rate and the high rate of illegal migrations too, there are so many factors. There are few chances, that are created. If we empower youth and poetry today and they are doing well, they will not have the chance of committing crimes, eventually into illegal issues, or, and taking this rich journey. And so I think it's hard to say. That's why all those things that I include in the Gurguru Poetry album too, is still a reflection of Gurguru album. That's why I said the album, is unique when you come to issues affecting us. You get it? So I think it's high time to see how best in order to build up, double up, improve the standard of that center, because it is a very key, or it is a key institution when you come to the development of the youth. Yeah, in collaboration with NYC and other relevant stakeholders too, to help youth. Because when you look at the Gambia, of course, looking about the youth everywhere.
I just hope that will be put into consideration by the council or any institution. Viewers, just to remind you, this is Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint, and then with me here is Mr. Juka Bah, a student poet, and of course, an educationist. And I am your host, Ibrahim Bai. Juka, finally now, what message would you send to your fans there, and then who are anticipating to be at the Gambia College Hall on December 9 to witness, the grand Gurguru, poetry album launching? What message do you have for them?
All right. The music is so unique. That is magical night.
Magical night.
Everything is going to be a big time surprise that they have never seen. There are so many poets that are doing well, but they will see the master of arts and creativity with that of reality. Yeah, I'm going to assure them the best of its kind, the best performance that they will see, entertain, and also learn so many things when you come to this album launches.
Don't miss it. Yeah. That you will learn, of course, you will be entertained. That being the case, that is the end of our program today. And then,
yeah, just to give final messages to them too. That is the final message to the fans and the people supporting me. And I will start first with my family and my biggest fan, that is my mother. And then my siblings, they are my favorite and biggest fan. In fact, I call them my fan base. They already mastered, my poems already, In fact, they will call in and ask me, how far now, what are the things? In fact, giving me so many ideas. I can remember my brother will in fact give me a beat, write on this title, write on this, write on it, put it in the album. You can see how eager they are. And then my neighbors, family members, friends, family, brothers, I thank them all. I'm really grateful for the support. It is magnificent. And indeed, I can say I'm lucky to have, this type of people behind me, especially when you come to my mother and then everyone around, and then even my dad, may so rest in peace. He also been a great motivator too when you come to this launching. So my mother never left me behind in this. In fact, she is the engine of this album today. Yeah.
Good. Just to tell you that it will be a magical night, as you heard from him. Yeah. So just not to miss this, grab your tickets. Advance tickets are
150 only.
150 only, and then VIP is what?
400.
400 only.
And so then gate is 200.
Gate is 200. So before the gate, try and grab your advance tickets for $150. You may link him. If you want the ticket,
ticket agents.
Exactly. So like ST viewers and followers, just look at it. Just look at this one. Freestyle. Are you there?
Already now.
You may give a freestyle before end.
Okay. Let me just give a freestyle about what Gurguru is all about.
Exactly.
I think that will be okay.
Yeah, that'll be okay. It's fine.
That's good. I know some like no. What is this Gurguru? And then in every event that I just give the intro of this Gurguru, people say, "Wow, no, continue with it." But then let me just make it short for today.
Exactly.
Let me give exactly the package.
Exactly. Give them the hints so that they will be eager to know. And I'm so doing that.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with this. The name Guru meaning man in Wolof and Guru scrambler in short Guru meaning a hustler. See, being a man not easy, but embark on the journey of hustling because you're expected to be hustling like real hustler. Then stand firm and work for your needs and not always be a beggar. See, your health and strength are means to fight your future, so make it brighter. That's your advice to be stronger than ever. Kon takal sendika Gurguru ndi kampuri go se gola bahe. Lo tek mi tegi lo nyodu mudaga bunta nga dagale. Ni nadu wajot yombu tahulip yombu komodu yombala wala kumnan patandon yombe. See, memlem no neh tahu yombala bahe wa neh moda jaka dilemu dilambale. Kung gor kulinya ke hidna si kunyodil. bañ a dagale wuti ko comme kuy jafte na matu mooy lu ngaa jakar kun góor ta ñafe na man si jot hey gontu te xar see tànki tubéy te kat nga xam ne lekk ñaxawul leew yomb te fas koy daa jafe góorgóorlul te ñafe
góorgóorlul let's meet there
December 9
Juks The Magical, it will be a magical night.
Oh, indeed.
So therefore, don't miss this particular event. It will be a night of entertainment and of course a night of education. It is starting by 3 p.m. onwards. Therefore, be there.
Thank you very much.
This was all we have for you today. I was your host Ibrahim Mbaye and my guest was Juks The Magical.
Thank you very much. See you.